Yo, 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 what is up, my friends? I hope that you're doing well wherever you are in the world today. I just want to pop on here, say what's up, guys. I just got done listening to a podcast with one of my homies, Ed Milet. If you don't know Ed, he's an absolutely incredible motivational speaker, entrepreneur, human being. And he was talking about this idea about, are you the one? Are you the one in your family? Are you the person that's going to change your life, your generation, your family, your freedom, your significance, and all of the things that come along with this journey? And I'm sitting here listening to Ed, and I'm like, man, this really reminds me of The Matrix. For any of you who have been watching me over the years or listening to Think Unbroken podcast, you know that I fully and entirely believe that we are in the Matrix. Now, are we in the Matrix literally? How would you know, right? How would you know if you're not? And I was thinking about this idea that Neo in the Matrix, Keanu Reeves' character, you rearrange the letters, spell one, O-N-E instead of N-E-O. And so I'm listening to Ed. I'm thinking about this journey. I'm thinking about how so many of us, we suffer so much pain, so much torment. We have these parents who did not raise us in a way that has helped us become able to be stable in life. We've had to figure out a lot of things on our own. We've had to suffer the consequences of other people not being the one, right? And then we get to look in the mirror today and we get to decide, do I want to be the one? Do I want to be the person that's going to end generational trauma in my lifetime? Am I willing to step up to the plate, to make the decision, to be the person that I know I'm capable of being, even though it's hard, even though it's difficult, even though on most days I don't want to do it?
Hey, what's up, Unbroken Nation? Just want to take a moment and invite you to be my guest at Think Unbroken Conference this November. That's right. Think Unbroken is hosting our Unbroken Con for free. It's 5 days of trauma transformation information with myself, special guests, and even some of the leading experts in trauma education from around the world. For 5 days, we're going to jump into what it means to actually take the steps to be unbroken. All you have to do is register for free at unbrokencon.com. That's unbrokencon.com. That's right. 5 days of trauma transformation information with me, special guests, and some of the world's leading trauma trained experts for free for 5 days this November. More details to come. But in the meantime, go to unbrokencon.com to register. And I'll see you there.
I remember once upon a time, about 12 years ago, the hardest thing for me to do most days was literally to brush my teeth, to get out of bed, and for just a moment, take care of myself, right? Sometimes being the one means taking care of yourself first, right? We learn through the experiences of our parents to not take care of ourselves, through our caregivers, through our community, through society. We learn subconsciously and consciously from seeing what is happening in real time to not take care of ourselves, to not do the very thing that we know we're supposed to do because we've been shown that it's okay. It's okay not to love yourself. It's okay not to show up. It's okay to give up. It's okay to quit. It's okay to not cross the finish line. It's okay to not start the project. It's okay to not live your life and be the hero of your own story. But it's not okay. And you know that. Like, you wouldn't be listening to this if you didn't know that, right? You know that there is something else great that you are destined for. You know that you are supposed to be the one to break the cycle in your family, to end generational trauma forever by becoming the hero of your own story. You know you won't. And some of us are. And I've been there. Let me say this first of all. I know what it's like. I know what it's like to be at rock bottom, to hate your life, to not want to get up, to suffer being a victim, to have had all of the worst things imaginable in human life happen to you. And guess what? This is the crazy part, my friend. You have every right in the world to be the victim. I'll never take that away from you. But you have to ask yourself, is that the life that you want? Is that the world that you want? Is that the existence that you want? Because as the one, the person who's going to change everything in your life, your family's life, your community's life, the generation's life, that you're going to be the one to end this cycle, you've got to decide, what are you willing to do that? And for me at 25 years old, heading into 26, I knew that I had to stop making excuses. I knew that I had to stop blaming other people. I knew that for just a moment, I had to show up in my power and face the truth of what I had inside of me. And that's what I hope that you understand, that you have the power and capability of doing as well. But you have to be willing to step into it. If you want to be the one in your life, if you want to be the one in your family, if you want to be the one to change the world, well, guess what, my friend? Change only happens when you make change happen. And you know this as well as I do. There ain't nobody coming to knock on your door to be like, hey, you ready for this? And the people who wait for ready are the people who never get started. You can't wait to be ready, because if you wait to be ready, you will be waiting forever. Because if you want to close the gap between where you are and where you want to be, you have to recognize that it takes time, patience, effort, energy, sacrifice, commitment, discipline. It takes all the, and look, everybody tells you this shit all the time. Like, I get it. And honestly, sometimes I get tired of hearing it. And I'm like, why am I even talking about this? Why do people even listen to this? Why are you even going to do something about it? Because you've made a decision and a declaration to be the difference maker in your life, in your community, in your family, in ending this generational trauma thing that has plagued us. Guys, you have to understand that. Like, I think about this all the time. I wish that we didn't even have to have this conversation, but we still live in a world and in a society that allows people to hit their kids. And think about that. You know, those children are learning in the same way that we learned.
Hey, Unbroken Nation, we'll be right back to the show, but I wanted to let you know that you can grab a copy of my first book, Think Unbroken: Understanding and Overcoming Childhood Trauma, for free. If you go to book.thinkunbroken.com, you can download the PDF ebook version of the book and get everything that I know about the baseline of healing trauma for free, downloaded to your email right now. Just go to book.thinkunbroken.com to download your copy of Think Unbroken: Understanding and Overcoming Childhood Trauma for a PDF for your phone. Again, that is book.thinkunbroken.com.
And the only way we break the cycle is we talk about it. We educate ourselves. We create change. We become the change that we want to be, not because of any other reason than we have made the decision that we know that we have the power to. But many of us, we need to face the discomfort of the moments of transition, because the brain looks at the chaos of the current moment and says, I'm good with this. I'm okay with relationships that are abusive. I'm okay with getting hit. I'm okay with being in debt. I'm okay with collectors calling me. I'm okay with not taking care of my body. I'm okay with smoking cigarettes, because we're used to it. And all that stuff is me. I'm literally speaking my truth right now. And when you start to think about the possibility of something different, the brain starts, oh man, I don't know. You know, this chaos stuff, like, I'm used to this. This is okay. Like, I'm not tripping. It's okay. But then you have to make a decision. You have to think about it. You have to decide, like, is it okay? Or are you comfortable in the chaos? Because if you're comfortable in the chaos, I'm going to tell you right now, you can live there forever, but you'll never find who it is that you are. You'll never find your truth. You'll never find your power. You'll never find your authenticity if you stay comfortable in the chaos. And to close that gap, to become the person you know you're capable of being, you have to take action every single day. You have to do things differently than you've done them, so that on a long enough timeline, those things compound. And as they compound and they exponentially grow, you start to grow. And it starts with one choice, one decision, one action, one little thing that you can do today. And you have to ask yourself this question: what is one thing, just one thing, that I can do today so that I can be the person to be the one in my life? My friends, I hope that you'll take this and you'll carry it and you'll ask yourself what that needs to be. Because if you do one thing differently today, and you do one thing differently today for a whole year, then you will have done 365 different things. And you cannot tell me that your life will not be different if you did 365 different things. So my friends, ask yourself, why do you want to be the one? Why do you want to heal? Why do you want to learn to love yourself? Why do you want to be unbroken? Because when you ask that question of yourself and you answer that question for yourself and you start showing up in life in your authenticity, in your truth, in your values, in your vulnerabilities, in your boundaries, and all the things that it is that you are, then you truly will be the hero of your own story. All right, my friends, take this, do something with it. And until next time, be unbroken. I'll see ya.
We'll be right back to the show, my friend, but I wanted to let you know about our brand new podcast community for Think Unbroken podcast. I know that for so many trauma survivors like myself, for the longest time, I felt alone, like nobody got it, nobody understood, and that I was just going to have to figure this out on my own. But that's not true. And the reason why we created our brand new Think Unbroken Academy podcast community is so that we can bring all the members of the Unbroken Nation together in a place where we can learn, grow, heal, change, and transform our trauma into triumph. I would love to have you come and be a part of the brand new community. Just check out thinkunbrokenacademy.com or click the link in the podcast description. And I cannot wait to see you there, my friend. Again, just head over to thinkunbrokenacademy.com. And until then, be unbroken. Thank you so much for listening to Think Unbroken. Please share this episode with someone who could use it and help us move forward in our mission of ending generational trauma in our lifetime. And if you would, please take 5 seconds to pop on iTunes or Spotify, hit that 5-star, leave a review, and you can also reach out to us on social at Michael Unbroken or at Think Unbroken. And of course, you can check out our YouTube channel at Think Unbroken. Thank you for being a part of Unbroken Nation, my friends, and until next time, be unbroken.